Hey everyone. Welcome to what I don't even know what I'm going to call it, Movie Mondays, but Rise with Video. And every week I'm going to be jumping in and talking about some of the things that I'm teaching in my Video Pro Mentorship program, some of the things that maybe I've learned myself shooting videos during the week, some of the things that maybe I might be working on and so want to pass them along. And right now that is one of them. I've been working lately on really getting into social media. I think some of you have watched my journey, and it's kind of, oh goodness, it's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say love-hate, but I just kind of feel like I've never really jumped on the social media train, and I'm kind of a lurker and I don't quite get it, and I kind of know the basics of it, but I've never really been a full participator. And I'm not actually declaring to the world that here I am, I'm going to full on take it on, but I really do want to learn some of the new stuff that's coming up, especially with Instagram and Facebook with video. And for those of you who have taken courses with me in the past, I've always been a real advocate of shooting on landscape. So shooting when I'm taking photos or when I'm taking videos, anything to do with what's called B-roll or background roll. So taking those photos that if I'm talking about an event and I'm out there getting B-roll photos or images of that event, what I give myself the most use with is if I use horizontal or landscape view for shooting my photos. If I'm shooting them on portrait view, if I'm taking my photos this way, that's definitely the best for especially if you're shooting Instagram story videos. So those kind of behind the scenes, day in the life of videos. That's what I am just learning my way around right now. Like, what is the difference between a stories video and, yeah, I'll keep you posted. No pun intended there, honestly. But I really will keep you posted as I learn this, because there is a lot happening on Instagram with videos right now, and it's good to know the difference. So one of the things I was saying to my clients today is that if you are shooting something on landscape and you keep it dead in the middle like this, then I can crop out the sides and I can repurpose it for a 1x1 or a 1080 by 1080. That's the dimensions, 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels for an Instagram post. But I can't go the other way around. So if I shoot it on portrait and in vertical mode, instead of landscape, then I have these sides that I have to fill in. So, obviously the camera would take up about, whoops, not a very good example, but the camera would take up that much, and then I would have black on the sides, or I would have to, what broadcasters do is they'll blow up the photo and put the same colors of it, but just in a really blurred out version of it underneath. But it's just an extra step in editing that you have to take. Whereas if you just shoot it on landscape, you can bring it in most editing programs in whatever format you want. So you can bring it in as a 1080 by 1080 clip, or the presentation or landscape dimensions are 1920 by 1080 pixels. So if you see that in your settings and you're wondering what that is, 1920 by 1080 is a resolution that you're shooting on, and 1080 by 1080 is the square version of that. So just wanted to give some hot tips on that if you're not sure what to do when you've got your phone and something amazing happens. If it's something like a birthday or an event or something where you really want it to have longevity. If it's just an Instagram story and it's going to be gone in 24 hours, by all means, shoot in portrait. But if you want your stuff to have some legs, then I always recommend putting it in on landscape. So I'm going to jump into Facebook here. I wanted to start every week with a little bit of a learning point or a little bit of a hot tip, and then go into any questions and see what's going on in the group here. And I wanted to also let you know that every week I'm going to try, I always say this, and some of my friends who know me will say, because I've also declared that I am not going to try and take on something new, but every week I do kind of try and take on a little bit of something new and try and up my tech game a little bit, which ultimately means that I kind of really don't obtain full mastery because I'm always evolving. But I think that's kind of our work as people doing digital marketing, and especially including video in it, is that there is a degree of fluidity and things are going to be changing. And so to not get stuck in doing everything one single way. I just can't wait to, if any of my students who heard me kind of rant forth about, always shoot landscape. Well, now I'm going to be shooting some stuff in vertical or portrait, knowing that that's its landing place if I do get into the Instagram story thing. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. Okay. Now, one of the things that I am noticing, and here's another learning piece, is that this is going to, oh, there it is. It did work. Suzanne, good afternoon to you too. Yay. And we do have our Video Pro Mentorship call after this for any of the people who are on the call and in our Rise with Video inner circle. What this is any people who are graduates of my course, and actually when I say any people, I'm a little uninclusive because it's actually any women. It's for women only, and it's basically a support and accountability and buddy circle for people who are kicking up their video game. And so for all of the gals who have graduated from my programs, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago about really niching down and listening to who your niche is. And my niche has clearly defined itself as women. And so my Rise with Video inner circle is for women who have taken my courses, who want that weekly support and that weekly check-in around their projects and around their video brand. And we're a small but mighty group growing, and I do want to keep the group intimate. It's not one of those thousands of people where you're lost in the crowd and I don't know who you are and we barely talk. This is like hands-on. We're hanging in there together and we're cheering each other on. And as we all start, mastering this digital marketing game, we get to do it together and, really cheer each other on. And it's really been fun. I live on an island and I'm getting together with three of my other pals, there's four of us. And it's just amazing how I'm actually going to be interviewing all of them actually in the next couple of weeks about just how they've risen their video brand. And for a lot of us, it's been doing it collectively. We watch somebody else do it and we're like, way to go, and support them and cheer them on and include each other in the stuff that we're doing. Two of the women that I'll be interviewing, Melody and Carolyn, have done all of these amazing collaborations. And Carolyn Taylor, who many of you know here in Victoria, one of my dearest friends, is just this amazing connector of people and a bringer together of people. So that is, I think there's a little bit, well, there's not a little bit of that. There's a lot of that missing in the digital space. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be that hub on the digital space. That's not really the way I roll, but I do love being a place where people can share ideas and share tech tips and get better at things and cheer each other on. So it's kind of like I would say a film club or that's even the wrong word for it too. As it grows and as it evolves, I'll get better at speaking about what it actually is. But I kind of think of it right now as this, a film club. I'm going to go with that in the thinking of it in my mind. And this is part of the branding journey, is that we have these safe places to work these things out and to say to a group of people, okay, I'm thinking of this. What do you think? And, I've got a group of gals who we're dead honest with each other. And, it's one of them, I actually used the word thud and we all cracked up laughing, but it was just it's so brutally honest, and we need that. We need people who will just say, okay, I did not react at all, or I didn't get that. But, delivering it with kindness and with humor and with good intentions and laughter. So that's what this is. I alluded to this, but didn't mention that Heart Seat / Hot Seats are part of these as well, where feedback really is important in this day and age, and getting good direct feedback. So people will bring their videos and say, okay, this is what I'm trying to get across, this is what I'm doing, and they'll ask for specific feedback on maybe messaging, or they may say, okay, I just want specific feedback on my production design here. So exactly what people are working on is exactly what they'll get feedback on. So it's a community to grow together and grow in support and love together, because as I've said a few times, it's risky. It feels risky to show up and shine and take a message out there. So when other people are doing it and we can cheer each other on, then all the better. All right, so I'm going to see if I see any questions in here. I'm a little bit laggy on this. I can see that I was doing a little bit of playing on this platform, which is called Ecamm. I'll put it in the comments below, but Ecamm is a platform for live streaming for Mac only, but I bought it a few months ago, and the sound sync was off and it didn't seem to be working, so I ran, screaming from the room saying, too scary, too scary. And my sister is kicking butt with it. She just is clipping along. So huge kudos to her for inspiring me to get back on the Ecamm seat. And I think I'm going to really quite like it, because it allows me to do a little bit of switching. And once I get good at it and don't feel like I'm, freaked out by the tech, which lots of times we are when we're starting something. So I'll keep you posted. It'll be interesting to watch the quality of these videos as I get better at some of these transitions and photos and stuff. But I did want upping my Ecamm game to be part of this. And so, all right, well, I don't see any questions. This is what I'll do every week. And again, I am going to be jumping into this platform and figuring out maybe where the best home is for this live video. I'm going to be trying, as I mentioned, Instagram, so I'll post in here if I'm going to be going live on Instagram. And here's one last thing I'll leave you with, is that when we're building a channel, and I'm going to go back to something I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about my friend Deborah O'Neill, who when she started, she was doing, I think started with a 30-day or a 21-day challenge, but really consistently putting out videos. And at the very beginning, not very many people were watching them. And then bit by bit, it became a few more views, and to the point now where solidly people are tuning in to watch her videos. And so, one of the things that's most important is just to keep going. And it takes the pressure off a little bit. Like, I've actually been really quite enjoying the last couple of lives, because I do know that not a ton of people will be out there. And the people that are here, are friends, are people, lots of them, ultimately will be students. So it really will be a place, a safe place to try new things and to start venturing out. Because if we want to make an impact with our message, with our work, this is the most amazing opportunity for people who have a desire to teach, or a desire to get things across, and a gift for teaching and informing people's minds and hearts with their content. Then learning how to do this digital thing, I think it behooves us to work on it and to get better at it and to evolve with it as it evolves. So I'll do my best to stay consistent. That has not been my forte. So cheers to you on that, Deborah O'Neill. But I will be consistent with this weekly one. And in the meantime, thanks for being here. For those of you who are here, if you're watching this later, thanks for watching to the end. And let me know what you're looking for in terms of content. If I don't see your questions below here, I'll take a look during the week. And if there are things that you want to know, I'll address it in next week's live as this thing gets going. So thanks again for watching. And if you're interested in any of my programs, you can check out my website at www.robinunwin.com. I'll put it in the notes below, and I think it is definitely on the Facebook page here. And if you want to email me at robin@robinunwin.com, if there is something specific that's really challenging with you with video and you're really serious about getting past it and getting your video brand out there, I really would love to talk and help you get to the next step or get to the next level with it. So shoot me an email and let me know if there's something. We can schedule a 15-minute, 30-minute session just to talk it through. And I'll shoot you my calendar link if you just shoot me a subject line that says requesting a calendar link. So great connecting with you all, Suzanne. Thanks for being here, and thanks everyone else for being here if you're checking it on the outside or on the flip side. And I'll see you next week. Have a good one.